Australia for Ashes. How England's Whining in Manchester Test united Indians and Aussies. The England team, led by Ben Stokes, has faced the fury of cricket fans from across the globe. When the hosts seemed en route to a famous Test series over India in Manchester, the visiting squad rose to the occasion. India posted 358 in their first innings, which was overshadowed by the English batters who, in response, scored a towering 669. Still 2 days left in the fourth test, India had a disastrous start to their second innings. First, Yashasvi Jaiswal departed for a duck, then Sai Suttersan took the long walk back to the pavilion without troubling the scorers when he was dismissed on the very next delivery. Chris Woakes was the culprit. With a scorecard reading 0-2, the worry grew by the minute in the Indian camp. The fans at Old Trafford sensed an imminent defeat. The tense situation, however, was stabilised by KL Rahul and India captain Shubman Gill. KL steadied the ship with a patient 230 ball 90, and as for the skipper, Gill notched up his fourth century in the five-match Test series. The duo stitched an incredible partnership of 188 runs, but the final day of the fourth Test once again brought worry on the faces of anxious Indian supporters. Fortunately for India, Washington Sundar and Ravindra Jadeja stood their ground and left the ground with their respective centuries, as India avoided a series defeat in Manchester. The draw was celebrated far and wide, for India had displayed immense courage with the bat despite being 300 runs in deficit. However, the moment was also marred by the England team's willingness to call it a day an hour ahead of the schedule. Also read Indians call Dale Stein's free milestones jibe hypocritical, dig up old post outrage explained. In England and Stokes proposed ending the match early with a handshake, as a draw seemed inevitable, and the hosts were justified in expecting to conclude proceedings. However, India declined, with Jadeja and Sundar nearing their well-deserved milestones, sparking online buzz when England players visibly reacted on the field to the refusal. Cricket pundits, fans, and commentators alike questioned why the hosts were whining about India's decision, fueling discussions across the internet. Many, including the great Sunil Gavaskar, lambasted Stokes and his clan. Everything cannot be done according to what the England team wants. This is yet another example of that old syndrome: when we do it, it's right; when the opposition does the same, it's wrong. Those days are long gone, and no one, least of all the Indian team, is going to simply accept it, Gavaskar wrote in his column for Sportstar.net. And such was the condemnation towards England's antics on the field that even supporting one of their biggest rivals, Australia, seemed like the best thing to do for the Indians. Since the conclusion of the Manchester Test between England and India, the Desies and the rest of the world have come out in numbers to join the England slander and also extend their support for the Aussies in their upcoming Ashes Test series against the same opponent. England are so hated, everyone is supporting us. I've woken up in a parallel world and I'm not sure how I feel about it, a user on X wrote. Also read how handshake became a meme after Ben Stokes and England's antics. The internet saga. I've never wanted Australia to win an Ashes series this badly, wrote another. Seeing Indians, South Africans, and other fans around the world hoping for a 50 Australia win in the Ashes. pic.twitter.com W4DZHTKRJL Crick blog Crick_blog July 29, 2025 WERE all supporting Australia in the Ashes. Eames Naeema Benjamin July 28, 2025 I never thought I would root for Pat Cummins, but gonna support him and Australia to the core in upcoming Ashes. Maro yet eng grisa salokeo, 50 se kemna hi hona chahai etho formality kino _posting _guy July 27, 2025 Nanan England will tour Australia later this year for the blockbuster series The Ashes, 2025-2026, where they will play 5 test matches against Pat Cummins men. First test November 21, 25 Perth Stadium, Perth. Second test December 4, 08 The Gabba, Brisbane. Third test December 17, 21 Adelaide Oval, Adelaide. Fourth test December 26, 30 microgram, Melbourne. Swipe left for next video. Fifth test January 4, 08 SCG. Sydney. Latest blogs.